Hey guys, it's me, Sebastian, and today I'm going to tell you about Hortas Edition characters. First off is Bambi. Bambi is the main antagonist of the songs Outer Space, Trespass, Incomprehensible, Starch, Resentful, and Eternal. Also appearing on the scrap songs Colonel and Denouement. During Outer Space and Demiurge, he still retained his original appearance with his angry expression. During Trespass, he is now in his original appearance with a happy expression. During Eternal, the only thing that's left is his green hat. During Incomprehensible, he becomes a 3D figure with a smog-like texture with his head colliding with his body. He has one slightly realistic eye. During Resentful, he shakes aggressively while turning completely red with both his eyes and loses his head, with his hands going around his body in circles. In the now scrapped teasers, Bambi used to take on his joke appearance in Trespass and Starch, albeit with a smirk on his face and bobbing his head in a different way. Here are some facts about Bambi. During Eternal, Bambi's hat is purely boyfriend hallucinating. During Incomprehensible, Bambi was not supposed to have poses, but he has poses during Boxy, making the incomprehensible Bambi sprites with animated idol and poses. Now it's time for Upheaval Bambi. Upheaval Bambi is the main antagonist of the song Upheaval in Week 1, appears in the second section of the song Timmy Urge in Week 3, and was supposed to appear in the scrap songs Mayhem and Denouement. Upheaval Bambi's appearance is shown as a glitchy character who seems to fall apart or like expunged. His eyes are similar to the stereotypical creepypasta eyes. His hat looks similar to Expunged's true form hat. Upheaval Bambi's old appearance depicts him with glitch boxes around him, with a cone-like hat similar to Chombi's hat. Now for some facts. Upheaval Bambi is one of the two characters to only rap for fun, not because they want to kill boyfriend. Bambi is also one, but only in Trespass, as stated by Hortas. In a comment, Hortas stated that Upheaval Bambi can't feel any sexual or romantic attraction. Now for Conby. Conby is the main antagonist in Delirium and one of the last opponents in Demiurge, Providence, Nemesis, and the scrap songs Denouement and Devastation. Conby appears as a being similar to Expunge's true form, but slightly bigger. They have dark pink coats for their torso, limbs, and hat. And they have black spears for their head, hands, and feet. Their face has the Eye of Horus printed onto its right side. As for Conby Z, their body seems to turn fully black and much more polygonal. Their eye has more intricate markings, and they are lit by cyan lights. Providence Conby is similar to their first appearance in Delirium, except with their lips going from a dark purple to a flaming orange, and also appearing to produce red, green, and blue glitches. As for Conby White, their body is now a darkish red, with a red galaxy overlay. They also have 6 tentacles on their back, while their hat now has 2 spikes on each side with 3 rings surrounding the top of the 2 spikes. Now for some facts. Conby is met Expunged in a 3D hut. That was the only time they met, though. Hortas made Conby Z on his phone using Prisma 3D. Providence Conby's animated idol is teased on Hortas' hub on Discord before Providence was uploaded on YouTube. Now for Manby. Manby is the main antagonist of the songs Cacophonous, Glamorous, and Dissonant, also appearing in Demiurge, Providence, and an unused song, Nemesis. Most of Manby's appearances resemble David, especially in Cacophonous. Manby's first appearance is a distorted figure with slightly visible eyes. His arms are rectangles with smaller rectangles that on the end that resemble fingers. He also has long tubes for legs. In Glamorous, his legs become much more lanky, with one segment of his legs being gray. Their right arm becomes much more elongated with a cone on the end. His left arm is shorter than his right, while still seeming sharp. His head becomes fully enveloped in sharp yellow teeth. In the upcoming songs, Dissonant and Providence, they gain another set of sharp arms with their hat growing out cold out of it, with their legs also becoming sharp. In Nemesis, I don't even know. Now for Jeremy. Jeremy is the main antagonist of the songs Septuagint, Vulgate, and Septuagint B-side. He also appears to be one of the antagonists in Apocalypse and Providence. Jeremy appears as a silhouette of Bambi with a black and green cloud effect covering their body and two glowing white eyes. In the upcoming songs Vulgate and Providence, he turns 3D in plain line with a disc around his cold body. His left arm seems to hold some pencils, with his right arm becomes a tube, having a right leg that has 3 descending size discs. However, his left leg does not have 3 descending size discs. No. He has one cat-like eye with a yellow glow as well as his two lines around his eye. Now for some missed trivia by Bambi. Bambi stands on the background of the two songs, both Bambi Phase 1 and Phase 2 starring. Bambi Phases 1 and 2 don't move at all. This is because, according to New Reel, Bambi's first and second phases are paralyzed to one image, thus making them unable to move at all. Bambi and Linby are best friends. Now for some trivia about Jeremy. The word Septuagint refers to the first Greek translation of the Old Testament. He is 100% made out of condensed clouds. He deeply likes Clash of Clans. He was created by Conby. He was brutally murdered by Discord user The Real Boogie. Jeremy is Anthony's brother. Now for Wozniak. Wozniak is the main antagonist of the song Psychosis in week 2. I messed up. I meant Psychosis. Wozniak is shown to be a red figure with a pointy hat similar to Hortas Bambi, also featuring 3 black rings around its body, alongside 2 extra rings on its right arm. His left arm is holding what seems to be a communist sickle. Unrecognized Russian warrior also features 2 red arms with red cones and a ring on their tips. Wozniak has large red polygons for legs, similar to Dave from the original mod. On his idle sprite distortion effects can also be noticed. Now for some trivia. Wozniak was made by before the removal of unidentified tall entity, but was ultimately chosen to replace him. It was previously called the Unnamed Russian Warrior, but has recently been named Wozniak and had that alias changed to Unrecognizable Russian Warrior. He's called unrecognizable because he emits a thick red fog at all times. This isn't shown in his render because we wouldn't be able to see him. Now for Wholly Expunged. Wholly Expunged is the main antagonist of the song Heavenly in week 3 and was supposed to be in the scrap song Denouement. Wholly Expunged resembles Hortas with its long witch hat, but is wearing white clothes with a yellow ribbon wrapping around with the Omega sign. Yellow-like skin, a double halo, and a huge eye in the middle of its face. It also has no legs, combi-like arms and wings. Now for some trivia. Wholly Expunged's old icons are just the inverted old combi icons. Now for Cessated. Cessated is the main antagonist of the song Grievous in week 3 and appears in the first section of the unused song Nemesis. Cessated closely resembles Jeremy, albeit now its clouds appear to be a dark blue and its hat shows white outlines. Now for some trivia. Cessated is made out of 50% water and 50% oil. The reason Cessated has white outlines in his hat is because of made of ice and snow. Now for Hortas Bambi. Hortas Bambi is an OC made by the creator of this mod, Hortas. He's the antagonist of his songs Hortas, Gardens, Garden Healer, Apocalypse, and Get Good. He's also serving as the fourth opponent in Providence. He appears to have a joke appearance in Get Good. Hortas Bambi has a regular Bambi-stone appearance except with a completely purple body, with his hat being similar to Trueform Expunged's hat. He has a happy expression and his eyes and mouth are all white. In Gardens and Garden Stealer, he puts on an evil expression. He also starts shaking as seen on Idol. In Deforester and Providence, he will take to his true form where he has spikes on his body and an eye. Now for some trivia. Hortas means gardens in Portuguese. He was born in Portugal. His enemies was expunged. His hat is superglued to his head. He is bald. His birthday is May 26th. Now for Blood. Blood is the main antagonist of the song Vehemence in week 5. Blood is a red entity with many spikes coming out of its body parts. Its head has a T-like shape on the top. It also has 3 eyes with crosses in them. Its left arm is a pyramid with a pitchfork-like shape near it, and its right arm is 3 smaller pyramids. It also wields a red scythe. The nickname Greg was chosen when a YouTube comment said, "Is his name Greg?" His song mechanic is that he will charge at you with his scythe at random points, needing you to press space, otherwise you will lose quite a considerable amount of health. It is stated that this is not an insta-kill, but it's unclear how much it will deal. Now for Rithlian. Rithlian is the main antagonist of the song Fatalistic in week 5. Rithlian is a tall silver being with a head on with a ring on it. Its hat is made of silver circles and multiple lines with circles on them. It has very elongated arms with hands and spikes on them. While the legs are just cones, its body has 5 rings on it and many cylinders and circles. Now for some trivia. His song mechanic is messing with the HUD, pretty similar during exploitation, setting the score, misses accuracy, and time to random values. Now for Cyril. Cyril is the main antagonist of the song Jeopardize in week 5. Cyril appears similar to Hortas Bambi, however being purely white and appears tall. He also has a thicker brim and has a slightly weak static effect. He also has a glowing cyan eye on the left side of his head. Now for some trivia. His name means light/shiny. His song mechanic is adding light notes. Hitting one will cause your HUD to be more transparent. This only affects visibility. Now for Catastrophe. Catastrophe is the main antagonist of the song Diaphanous in week 5. Catastrophe is a tall, yellow being with wings. Its dress has several symbols below it. The left arm is an arrow, and its right arm is a moon symbol. It has several symbols on the hat's crown. Now for some trivia. Unlike in Diaphanous, Catastrophe is red in its original image instead of yellow. Catastrophe enjoys Quandale Dingle memes. It cannot type on a keyboard with any of its limbs, and to turn has to use telekinesis to do it. His mechanic is a fear rating. Every time you miss, the fear counter will increase by 150, and you get instantly blue-balled. Also, the meter will increase by 1 every second. This cannot directly kill you. The only way to remove fear is to get a sick rating. Now for Morpheus. Morpheus is the main antagonist of the songs Dereliction, Forsaken, Godforsaken, and Predestined in week 6, and appears in the 3rd section of the unused song Nemesis. Its first phase slightly resembles Mr. Bambi, with notable changes being that it is now completely black and its eyes and line art shine a bright pink. On his second phase, he resembles a purple and black entity with some effects. Most of the purple parts also fades black in effect. He wears a flat black hat that has a purple pyramid on it and 8 cylinders around it. He has only 1 arm that is shaped as a spike and 3 circles around it. Another flat circle that is black with 3 purple spikes on it, or 3 below the circle, and each one of his legs that has 4 spikes that descend in size up to down / tall to smaller. On his third phase, in Godforsaken, his appearance is much more complex. His body color is now completely bright and pink. On the sphere of his hat, there are now 3 pointed thick wings on it. There is another brim on top of it, but it's thicker and rounder. On the second brim, there is some sort of flurry-like wave around it. 2 structures of a spike collided onto each other with opposing sides, and one pointing up above them and on the middle. There is a structure similar to the spikes collided but bigger in size. Another spike on it and a round sphere on it. For the torso, both sides are now curved. There's a slightly dark pink mark on the chest, and the arms are now 3 large pointed and curved wings with more than 3 curved spikes on each side. On the lower part, there are multiple flat cylinders on each other. Another curved spike on each side and 2 small cylinders for legs. Its fourth face has darker shades of pink on its body. Its head has 3 rings around it as well as spikes on its brim. Its neck has 3 curved shapes. Its wings are made out of knife blade-like shapes, and so is the outside of the body. Its body is a bunch of rings connected together. Not much is currently known about this character. Now for Anthony. Anthony is the opponent you will face in the upcoming song Diastaticus / Dimensional Week 7. Anthony resembles Mr. Bambi's Christmas design, albeit completely black with orange outlines and 2 bold black lines on his hat and feet. Anthony also wields a gun. Anthony is Jeremy's long-lost brother. Anthony has an official face too. Now for Expunged. B-side Expunged is the antagonist of Theurgy B-side, Opposition B-side, the scrap song Sukureta B-side, Theoretical, and the third opponent in Providence. B-side Expunged appears as true form, specifically the sprites used for its true form from the mod Bambi's Purgatory, but the red on its body is changed to purple. In its Theurgy form, it more closely resembles an altered version of its appearance in Opposition, but it's playable, with its red and white color scheme being changed to indigo and black. In its Sukureta form, he will take its Opposition form, but his colors are completely reversed. Theoretical Expunged looks similar to their true form, but with a few differences. Their heads has several more tips, and they have 6 arms. They have a differently shaped eye on their face and thin red stripes over their entire body. Now for the extra characters. First, Dave. Dave has the appearance of a very young adult in his 20s with a round head and skull. He has almost shaved brown hair with round bangs on the sides and also round eyes with black pupils, black lines near his forehead, and hair that serves as eyebrows, along with a simple but white grin. He wears a blue set of long-sleeved clothing consisting of a medium-colored shirt and dark-colored pants. Due to a scientific experiment, Dave lost the rest of his legs that come just after his shins, having dark metal lozenge-shaped plates as replacements. In addition to always sitting in a black and light gray wheelchair, he keeps his left hand closed on his waist, while his right hand bent forward and holding a microphone. Dave's icon shows his head with a smile of the blue color, and if defeat he is shown with his eyebrows having an X shape in place of pupils and showing his teeth clenched. Now for Dace. Dace appears as Dave's original appearance in Dave's fun algebra class, but poorly drawn. Dave likes Reese's Puffs and eggs a lot. Dace is an obvious joke character that shouldn't be taken seriously at all. He was created after Nubis accidentally saying middle Dace in his Discord server while coming onto a but every turn a different character is used algebra cover where original Dace's icon was on the middle of a screen. Dace is an emoji on Nubis' server called Dace. It's the face of a pixelated version of original Dave staring at your soul. Dace is a reference to Dave, but also from Golden Apple Edition. He hates being called a scruggly. Dave loves to say "fuck yoy" and a bunch of other poorly written curse words. He doesn't know what to do with his life. Dace's real name is a reference to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Dave's sister Smokus. Dace can look like any meme character he desires while still having that original Dave style. Dace has his own company named hxvoucxl. The company hxvoucxl manufactures tablets and phones. Now for Brando. Brando is the main antagonist of the song Hyperactivity. He looks similar to Bandu from Golden Apple, except his clothes are red, and he has 6 cans of red 3D blue. Brando hasn't slept ever since 3 weeks. Brando drank cans of 3D blue in the amount of quintuple of what you're supposed to survive to. But alas, Brando created immunity to drink infinite amounts of 3D blue. Now for Disoriented Bambi. Disoriented Bambi is the main antagonist of the said song Disoriented. Disoriented Bambi closely resembles Mr. Bambi's design, albeit now completely black and filled with reddish-pink scribbles. Nothing is currently known about this character. Now for Thebby. Thebby is the main antagonist of the song The Armenia and would appear in the 5th part of the scrap song The Newment. Thebby is similar to true form hxvoucxl, but with a few differences. He has 2 semi-spheres for a head on the top semi-sphere. He has an eye resembling the Eye of Providence and a halo. He has 7 white teeth, 4 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Now for some trivia. His teeth are the sharpest thing in the 3D realm. He doesn't clean them, but somehow they're still perfectly white and shiny. He destroys galaxies for fun. Someone told him to destroy that habit and make new universes. Despite being really evil, him and Hortas Bambi are friends. In Funeral OST video, although hard to see, you can see Thebby in the background. Now for Betrayed. Betrayed is the main antagonist of the song Agony. This character is not to be confused with Zenis from the song Culmination on Hortas' YouTube channel. Betrayed is a black figure with multiple spikes on its hat, arms, and legs. Its left arm is the shape of a lightning bolt, while its right arm is a straight line with multiple claw-like fingers coming out of it. It also has a diamond-like shape near the middle of the body and very deformed legs. Now for some trivia about Betrayed. In Nemesis, it was going to be the first opponent, but got replaced by Cessated. Now for Milo. Milo is the main antagonist of the unused song Millennium. Milo's appearance has a striking resemblance to true hxvoucxl, albeit with its body being completely dark gray, having 9 spikes coming out as cone-like arms, with no hands whatsoever. Its torso being completely hollow and having a double-lined red eye, similar to that one of the eye choices in the Meme Maker. Its hat is almost an exact copy of Hortas Bambi's hat, instead with 3 halos, with the colors being white, gray, and dark gray, with the same being for the cone-shaped legs, with said legs having no feet whatsoever. Not much is currently known about Milo. Now for Matt. Matt is a famous Mii character from the Wii Sports series on the Nintendo Wii. In this mod, he would have appeared in the song Sport Chaos. Matt carries a basketball and various other items in his animations, such as a basketball in his idle, baseball bat in his down animation, paddle in his right animation, a tennis racket in his left animation, and boxing gloves in his up animation. These, of course, are all sports in the original game. He also has black sweatpants and an orange shirt. He sports a goatee and is wearing orange gloves. There's no trivia about this character. Boxy is the opponent you would have faced in Unboxed. Boxy appears as a cardboard delivery box, with the only difference being it now has a face. Boxy also has 2 more forms that will not appear in the mod. One of the forms has its appearance all black and his eyes are now glowing white. He also appears mouthless. The other of his forms is similar to the first out form, except that Boxy is now blue and he grows spikes out of himself, similar to out of order Boxy's profile picture. Not much is currently known about this character. Now for hxvoucxl. hxvoucxl is the main antagonist of the song hxvoucxl. hxvoucxl looks similar to Bambi, but all black with white eyes. hxvoucxl and original hxvoucxl are the same entity. hxvoucxl died on December 25th, 2021 after sinking a super ultimate gigantic musty crusty dusty musty poop. This is what became of him. hxvoucxl eats food from using a screwdriver. hxvoucxl's name was burst from spamming random keys on a keyboard. The full song name for hxvoucxl is hxvoucxl.sayis.-sd.away. The song name was shortened to hxvoucxl as the name was too big and had a symbol that breaks the song, that symbol being dash. Now for the hidden characters. For Funeral Bee, he is almost completely black with realistic 3D eyes. Not much else can be said about him. It is unknown why part of his brim is cropped off. The design may be unfinished or they did it on accident. Now for Itcher, not to be confused with Betrayed. Itcher is the main antagonist of the unused song Hellfield. Itcher is a long entity with two red wings spreading out their torso. Their long legs have 3 rings stacked vertically. Their hat has a much more unique design, like the demigod characters. Now for Jonathan. Jonathan is the opponent in Nightmare. Jonathan appears to be similar to Hortas Bambi, except it's faceless and its head is replaced by 2D clouds intersecting with each other. Not much is currently known about Jonathan. Now for the remove/scrap/deconfirmed people. Unidentified tall entity, or OOT, is the opponent you fight in psychosis. I messed it up again. In Hortas Edition V3, he will be replaced by unnamed Russian warrior, possibly due to controversy with Udak the artist. Oot is completely red except for his face being white. They have a triple pointed hat with his left arm holding 5 drops, similar to Fulgate Jeremy. His right arm is some sort of tail, and he has drops serving as his legs. Now for some trivia. Oot stands for Unidentified Tall Entity. He used to be female. He tells people dad jokes. In the frame of his idol, there's a text on Oot's forehead saying Hortas is awesome. Oot was replaced with What's Nick. Was Nick. Now for Halo Bambi.
Don't ask what I want.
Halo Bambi. Shush. Halo Bambi was the antagonist of the song Vexation. Sorry, my sister's acting up again. Ruby, get out! I'm trying to do a video. Ruby, stop! Mom! Never mind. Sorry, guys. As I was saying, Halo Bambi was the antagonist of the song Vexation. He was supposed to be in V2 and V3, but he got removed in V2, and in V3 was with the song due to Hortas himself hating Vexation.
I'm just watching.
Now for Strats. Strats is the antagonist of the deconfirmed song Imperium.
Hi. Hi, everyone. That's on.
You shush.
Hi.
You said you were watching.
He's just a weirdo.
He was supposed to be an upcoming character in V3, but got deconfirmed in the Hortas and the dev team having a mistake.
Stop being sarcastic.
Stop.
Well, you stop being sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just reading something.
Just I'm an emo.
As I was saying, Strats has a tall antagonist with 3 long, flat, and white pyramids sticking out of both sides. He has a tall and gray cylinder body. His eyes simplistic perfectly drawn eye inside 2 triangles. His legs are full 4 gray triangles stacked vertically. This is phase 2 of Stress, one of the mod's staff. Now for Weck.
That wasn't a sneeze.
Not Weck. Oh no. It's not the character's official name. This name is being used due to the character's name not being officially revealed. Not to be confused with Morpheus, unnamed Weck is the antagonist of the scrap song Elemental. Weck is a completely pink character that appears to be a tall and posterized colored. He has a sphere head with 4 rings around the top of his head. He also appears to have a large ring around his lower body that's shining. On his upper body, he has 8 spikes upward and downward combined, surrounding the area. Not much is currently known about this character. Alright guys, that's all the facts.